video tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the brand new Attercliffe die from the John Next Door collection to make quite a simple frame card using just the outside pieces. But this die has been designed so that you can achieve lots and lots of different looks by using the different parts in there. This is one of my favourite styles of die, where you can take all the individual pieces and use them separately or together, or pattern build with them to get lots and lots of different looks, all by using just the one simple die set. So there's a few examples of the different things we can do, but for this tutorial we're going to just use and make a frame. So I'm going to start with a piece of gloss black card from the Craft Artist range, and I'm going to take the outside die, the first pattern die, and the inside line die that matches with it. So I'm not going to be using those sections of the die, and because I'm using gloss card you will see there is a little bit of shine coming off this, sorry. So to line these up I'm going to use the long piece of tape trick. So I'm going to take a long piece of tape, pop it onto my fingers, pick up the inner die. That allows me to hover over the outer. I can then pick that up and hover over the outer frame, and we can just tape that down to our black gloss card, and we'd run that through our die cutting machine. So I've got a piece, so we'll run that one through. I have got a piece already cut for this, but I will run this through my machine so that you can actually see how easily this comes through. So what I've done ahead of time is I've already cut a piece of white linen card using the outside die on its own, and that's the great advantage of having dies that have separate cutting lines, because it means that you can cut panels or frames or things for behind. So you'll see here, I'll take this one out. You may need to rotate it because of the pattern, but we'll simply peel that one out. I'm not going to take all of the bits out, but you can see we start to get the pattern frame, and we get this beautiful stitch detail all the way around the outside. For this square here, I'm just going to use the outside line die here. So we've cut that so that it's exactly the same size, and we're just going to spray glue that together to give us this. So we have a perfect edge all the way around that matches, but we have the center, but we do want it as a frame. So how do we get an even frame? We simply use the inside die, and we drop that back in until it clicks into place, and just tape that down. So I'm just simply going to tape that down, and I'm going to run that very quickly through my die cutting machine. So that's running through. While we're waiting for that, I've got a piece here. This is just a plain piece of white card, and I've stamped my sentiment on it roughly in the center, just using black VersaFine ink. So we'll just pop this out, and you can see that just pops out and we get the perfect frame. So I'm not having to take two pieces of card and stick them together. I'm not having to cut separate frames. I just do it that way, and I get the perfect frame which will frame our sentiment. So I'm going to bring in a piece that I've already added foam tape to, and for depth I've added 2 layers of foam tape to this. So I've got a nice 4mm. So I'm just going to take the protective off, and I'm going to carefully frame that piece. And don't worry, you don't want to do it at exactly the same size, because we can cut it down. So I'm simply going to take my scissors and undercut by sliding the scissors under the piece at the back to give me the right size. It's a lot easier to do that than trying stamping in the right place on the right size piece of card. So for the expense of 4 cuts, we have it perfectly in. So, as I said, quite a simple card. I'm going to take a little bit of my Craft Artist glue, and I've got a card blank here cut to 7 by 7, or sorry, 7.5 by 7.5. Add a little bit of glue, and I've matted and layered this with more of the white and the black just to pull it all together. So you can see there we've got quite a simple looking card. All I need to do now is I've made some flowers up. I've used one cut of the sunflowers and I've added a white pearl in the center, and I'm just going to add these around. So I'm using 3 flowers around one edge, and I'm just going to pop one there at the other side. So I've simply that, and I can take another one and add it in if I want to, or leave it as it stands, because I like that as it stands. Nice and clear and clean and simple card made using the brand new Attercliffe.